This is absolute robbery for the Cincinnati Bengals. A total bombshell just dropped. A brand new report is shaking up the NFL world, pointing to a perfect trade target that could change everything for this Bengals defense. Before we jump into the breaking news, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and don't forget to press the bell icon, so you never miss any Bengals updates. Alright, let's move on to the latest news. Now, according to multiple reports, including ESPN, the Cincinnati Bengals are being linked to Seattle Seahawks cornerback Reek Woolen as one of the best possible fits ahead of the trade deadline. And this could be the kind of move that turns this already talented defense into something truly dangerous. Let's break it down. Woolen, who's in the final year of his rookie contract, hasn't exactly had a standout season this year, but don't be fooled. This guy made the Pro Bowl early in his career and has the kind of physical traits that defensive coordinators dream about. Under Al Golden, the Bengals have been transitioning between man and zone coverage, but adding Woolen could open the door for more aggressive, man-heavy schemes. Imagine pairing him with DJ Turner, another young stud with blazing speed. That's a secondary that could go toe-to-toe with anyone in the AFC. And the best part? This wouldn't be a high-risk move. With Woolen still on his rookie deal, it's a low-cost, high-upside opportunity, exactly the kind of smart, calculated trade this Bengals front office loves to make. This move could also take pressure off the safeties, giving more flexibility to blitz and disguise coverages, something we've seen Al Golden try to implement this season. Bottom line, if Cincinnati pulls this off, it could be the spark this defense needs heading into a critical stretch of the season. The Cincinnati Bengals know exactly what kind of defense they want to be: fast, aggressive, and fearless in man coverage. And adding someone like Reek Woolen could be the missing piece to make that vision a reality. Now, Woolen might not be lighting up the stat sheet this season, but don't let that fool you. This is the same guy who made the Pro Bowl as a rookie, finished third in Defensive Rookie of the Year voting, and showed off elite range and ball skills with 6 interceptions in his first year. That kind of talent doesn't just disappear. Sure, his production has dipped with Seattle. He's played in 6 of 8 games and his snaps have been reduced, but that's exactly why this could be a golden opportunity for Cincinnati. A buy low move for a corner with star potential. That's smart team building. Under Al Golden's system, Woolen could rediscover his confidence. Golden's background in college football, especially his ability to develop young defensive backs, might be exactly what Woolen needs to get back on track. And for a Bengals defense that's battled inconsistency and injuries, a spark like this could change everything. There's also been plenty of noise about the Bengals possibly moving on from Trey Hendrickson, but right now, that doesn't appear to be in the cards. Cincinnati seems focused on adding talent, not losing it, and that's the right call. Because this team isn't built to rebuild. They're built to reload. And if the Bengals can swing a move for Reek Woolen, it might just be the kind of under-the-radar trade that sets them up for a huge second half of the season. This might be the moment where the Cincinnati Bengals turn over a brand new leaf. Because right now, everyone inside that locker room is feeling the heat. From Duke Tobin in the front office, to Zach Taylor on the sidelines, to Al Golden trying to fix a struggling defense, the pressure is on across the board. And it's not just the coaches or executives. Players like Taylor-Britt are under the microscope too. Reports have started to swirl about his future, and it wouldn't be shocking if the Bengals considered moving him in the right kind of deal. Cam's had some tough outings lately. Cincinnati could gain an athletic, man-to-man corner who fits exactly what this defense needs, while Seattle gets a fresh defensive back to develop. It's the kind of win-win move that rarely happens in the NFL. For the Bengals, it would be a steal, a chance to upgrade their secondary without giving up major draft capital. This defense has struggled to find consistency, especially on the perimeter. They've got talent, guys like Dax Hill and DJ Turner, but depth has been an issue. And adding a player like Woolen could bring the stability and speed that have been missing. Make no mistake, this team doesn't need more offensive weapons, the firepower is already there. What they need is a defense that can hold its own when the games tighten up in December. If the Bengals win their next game, this front office could double down and push for a late-season run. But if things go the other way, the door might open for some difficult decisions, maybe even a surprise trade or two. Either way, one thing's clear: Cincinnati is at a crossroads, and the moves they make in the coming days could define how the rest of this season, and maybe even the next, will play out. Imagine this: a DJ Turner and Reek Woolen duo locking down both sides of the field. Speed, length, raw athleticism. That could be the future of the Cincinnati Bengals secondary. Sure, Woolen's numbers this season haven't impressed anyone, but the potential is still there. Under the right system, and with a coordinator like Al Golden guiding him, Woolen could rediscover the dominance that made him a Pro Bowler as a rookie. If that happens, Cincinnati might just find themselves with one of the youngest and most dynamic cornerback tandems in the league. It's a move that screams upside. Low cost, high reward, exactly the kind of calculated risk that separates bold front offices from cautious ones. Now, beyond the secondary, there's another concern quietly growing: the offensive line. Guard play has been a major issue this season. Missed blocks, blown assignments. It's cost this offense rhythm and momentum. With rookie Jalen Rivers struggling, the Bengals know they can't ignore this position for much longer. Finding a quality interior lineman won't be easy. Good guards rarely hit the market. But if Cincinnati truly believes in protecting its franchise quarterback, it's a move they must consider. Then there's Logan Wilson. Reports have swirled about him wanting out, but the Bengals aren't in a position to give away proven defensive talent for cheap. Wilson has been an emotional leader for this team, and unless a trade offer brings legitimate value, Cincinnati would be better served keeping him in the locker room. Still, something needs to change. This defense, once one of the toughest in the AFC, has slipped badly. Missed tackles, miscommunication, and injuries have turned it into one of the league's most inconsistent units. If the Bengals truly believe they can make a late-season run, now's the time to act. Move pieces. Take chances. Because doing nothing? That's the one option this team can't afford. And as for Trey Hendrickson, he's officially been listed as doubtful with a lingering hip injury, a massive concern heading into a crucial game. Without him, the pass rush takes a major hit, and that only increases the urgency for the Bengals to reinforce their defense before the trade deadline slams shut. It's looking more and more unlikely that Trey Hendrickson will suit up this week, and that's a massive blow for Cincinnati. Without their top pass rusher, the entire defensive front will need to rise to the occasion. The Bengals are already adjusting. Brian Asamoah II and Joe Giles-Harris have both been elevated to the active roster, filling critical depth spots in a defense that's been battered by injuries. Asamoah, who brings recent NFL experience and solid instincts, could see meaningful snaps right away, and the Bengals will need every bit of help they can get. With Hendrickson sidelined, the pressure on Joseph Ossai and the rest of the edge group intensifies. Hendrickson's production has been unmatched. 4 sacks on the year, double what any other Bengal defender has managed. That kind of void doesn't just hurt the pass rush, it changes the entire rhythm of the defense. This matchup against Chicago suddenly feels even more crucial. Without their defensive anchor, Cincinnati must rely on discipline and quick adjustments. That means tighter coverage, smarter blitzes, and a full team effort to keep the pressure on. Yes, it's been a tough stretch for this defense. But this Bengals team has fought through adversity before, and they've found ways to surprise people when the odds look stacked against them. So now, it's about pride. It's about proving that this group still believes in itself, even with injuries, even with trade rumors swirling, even with the pressure mounting. Because if there's one thing this team has shown year after year, it's resilience. And if the Bengals are going to turn their season around, it starts right here. No excuses. No hesitation. Just Cincinnati football.